Well, fellas and the ladies, we are in the end game now. WWE 2K24 coming out next week. Man, we've gotten so many details since the initial announcement, and here we are. We finally got some universe mode details, which is my favorite mode. If you've watched my video last year on WWE 2K23's universe mode, and I watched Assemble's video on Universe Mode and just wanted to dive in a little bit more because he kind of went through it real fast. And again, his way of doing Universe Mode is he is the self-booker and creating the matches and setting the rival reactions and everything. I am old school. I like the random Universe Mode that they used to have back in SVR 2011, WWE 12, even like 13 and 14. Still had a lot of those random elements before they kind of went full on, hey, self-bookers, you're just going to have to book your own show and have fun with it. I like the randomness in it. So I just wanted to kind of dive a little bit more to his video, took some screenshots from it and wanted to just dive into it. And again, first off, the menu is the exact same. Again, if you watched my video earlier when 2K24 was announced, I said this is what's going to happen. They're going to barely touch Universe Mode. They barely said anything about it in the announcement. And so I figured, the big focus was going to be that 4 years showcase mode. That was their big selling point. And then the new match types are a big selling point too. That's great. But Universe Mode is going to be almost exactly the same as last year. And not even changing the menus or anything. You're just going to have the same ones. And to point out, this is from Assemble's video, I'm wondering if the auto booking is going to be any better because usually the main event person is shown here, and this is showing Johnny Gargano in the main event. Depending on whether you like him or not, we all know right now he's a mid-carder or a tag team guy. So not really a main event guy. So I don't know if the auto booking is going to be any better this year as far as booking actual superstars in the main event where they belong instead of a bunch of mid-carders in the main event. So taking a look at the calendar, he showed the calendar next. And again, he kind of went through it fast. I kind of wanted to break down. So they aren't adding any of the minor shows by default, whether that's a main event and NXT level up. Now, that's really easy to add if you want to. I'm debating on whether I want to add that or not. It's nice if you're trying to build up some lower card people in the divisions. Again, if you are trying to do everything natural as far as letting the game play itself and just following its lead instead of you leading the game and setting everything up yourself. So interesting. They didn't put any minor shows in. It's funny that people are assigned to minor shows in the roster by default, but they actually don't put any in by default. And this is one of my gripes is the calendar is always set up so weird to me. Like I said, I'm old school, so I like when Universe Mode, it was just one pay-per-view a month on the last, Sunday, I guess, the last week of the month. Here it's weird. You're starting off with the pay-per-view the first week. I kind of like it just so it gets the action going more. But if you're trying to set up for some early rivalries to have championship matches at the pay-per-view, it's a pretty quick turnaround. You just get 1 week of show pay-per-view. But it might get people into the mode a little bit faster if you can get to that first pay-per-view within that first week. But then Night of Champions 2 weeks later, and then you got NXT. And here's the beef that I got. So then you go to June, and all you have is another NXT pay-per-view. But that's all you have until Money in the Bank is the first week of July. So, you're getting a couple pay-per-views right away, which is cool. You'll get some title matches happening early on, but then you got to go through a little drought, like a month and a half drought before you get to the next big main pay-per-view. I'm glad they're sprinkling in the NXT pay-per-views in there as well to keep it interesting. And then, he kind of went really fast through the rest of the calendar. So, but I did catch April here. And again, another gripe with it is why not just end with WrestleMania on the very last Sunday, of the very last week of the year. to set up the next year. It's weird to me just to have WrestleMania on that second week, and then you have a random NXT pay-per-view to kind of end the year, and then again you would go back to that first pay-per-view, Backlash, being that first week. So I get it. I don't know if I'll really play around. I'll play Universe Mode out of the box this year and see how it goes, but definitely something that feels like it could have been improved a little bit or could have been done better. Just the way they're doing it. I wonder what their thoughts were behind that. But anyways, everything else, again, it's the same. So, your show details, like all this stuff is the same. The default number of matches. He didn't go into the match table, so I'm interested to know if it's the same matches as last year. If so, that's really disappointing because their default match table sucked last year. I really hope it's a little more diverse last year, or else, again, be diving into that and editing it and adding matches to make the auto booking better. So he goes into the divisions, and I noticed this here, and I'm interested to know if it was already a feature in the game, because it seems like they're pointing it out more this year, is that in the tutorial pop-up here, it says priority is made so that superstars in the same division are matched against each other. Now, last year, I know they patched a lot of Universe Mode in the booking throughout the patch updates that came out monthly. I played a lot of Universe Mode, though, at launch and around launch, and I know that the auto booking was terrible as far as it would book like Seth Rollins against like Akira Tozawa, and it didn't make any sense. So I'm glad that they're pointing it out here. But again, from the main menu screenshot that we saw earlier, I don't know if the people that are in the main title division will actually be like main eventing the show, or if it'll still like have like mid-carders in the main event, and you'll get like Seth versus Drew earlier in the show, when obviously it should be the main event. And then looking at the settings here, everything looks the same from last year. Assemble didn't scroll down on here, so you don't really know what the last couple options are. I was hoping there would be an option for run-ins, whether that's mid-match or like entrance or post. Again, that they're just random, and usually based on who your allies and rivals are, because right now it seems like those don't even really matter for Universe Mode. You can still set them, but they don't even matter. So I'm hoping that one of these settings that we don't see here is for mid-match interference and stuff, that it would be automatic and random, and it wouldn't be a cutscene. Back in 2011, 2012, you would just be playing a match. You'd be, beating up like Randy Orton, and then all of a sudden, like Triple H like runs out in the middle of your match, and then either he's like, if it's a no DQ match, he's like coming in and hitting his finisher on one of you. So that is where my excitement, used to be with Universe Mode, and that's what still I want out of Universe Mode. I want those exciting random moments. But I don't expect that to be in Universe Mode this year. And again, all these settings are the same. Here's a screenshot from the settings from last year, and below the AI cash-in settings, it was just universe tutorials on and off and reset universe. So that's kind of what I'm expecting is below those settings for 2K23. I don't think there's going to be Universe Mode run-ins or interference in matches, which is such a bummer. And again, like, here's the initial announcement, and in the universe section, they had, it features expanded rivalry actions, including run-ins. So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, okay, maybe we're getting interference again. Maybe we're getting run-ins and stuff. Awesome, that's great. But again, I'm not confident that's going to happen this year. I think it might just be rivalry actions having run-ins, but that was kind of already in the game, so I don't really know what they meant by this, or if they just kind of were like, nah, we'll get rid of it. But again, interference and run-ins are in play now, but they're not in Universe Mode, and that still just blows my mind to this day. So again, just wanted to give a little extended preview there of Assemble's video, just diving a little bit deeper into some screenshots from it. Really, I'm still excited. I think, I'm going to have one universe mode where I'm just going to let it play out and just be a spectator, just watch AI versus AI matches and see how universe mode plays out. And then I think I'm going to have another universe mode with my own created character where I'm going to simulate everything else except for the matches that I'm in, and set up rivalries and stuff. But I'm a scrub, so I got to wait till next Friday to play it. I didn't go all out for the deluxe edition to get the early access, but I will be making another universe mode video this year for this mode and how to have fun in it. Some of that old school fun with the random elements where you don't have to do all the self-booking yourself. So, hey, if you want to subscribe, that video will be coming. I learned, like you're probably thinking, why can't I just watch the 2K23 video and go off that if it's going to be the same? I've learned more since that video, so I'm excited to kind of dive a little bit deeper into it and share what I learned. And again, I'm just going to be playing like universe mode those 2 ways, and I'm excited to see what else kind of pops up or what else I can learn to kind of throw at you guys to have fun in this mode, and again, it just extends the life of the game. So yeah, whether you're disappointed or excited, just stay tuned because we're going to try to get the most out of this mode, and we're going to try to have fun in 2K24.